Hello students! This video is going to be an example of how you can fill out your reading notes while you're reading Punching the Air. So if you look at my screen, I'm going to show you exactly how you can get to all the materials that you need. I'm going to click on our Foundations of Literacy block. I'm going to click on the Classwork tab. And I'm going to look into the Unit 6 Punching the Air tab. Now here are the assignments, the most recent assignments. Now I'm going to click on 6.7 because that's the one we started with this week. When I click on that, there are three things. There is this, which is a photocopy of the poems. This is what you'll need to read with your eyes. There is a link to a YouTube of the audio text, so you can also read this book with your ears. It's got the exact page numbers that you need for this assignment. And there is a notes sheet. Now this is what you actually need to turn in. So I'm going to show you how you fill that out. Now what I have on my screen is the text on this side, and then I have my notes over here because I'm going to be taking notes as I read. What you're looking to take notes on are pieces of figurative language, which are all listed right here. These are things that we can be looking for. And something that I want you to see is if you're looking down this list and you're like, I don't know what that means. This is a hyperdoc. So you can click on the words and it will take you to a video or a website which will teach you about that word. We are also looking for signposts. Now these are things that we learned in Unit 5, but again, if you do not remember them, you can click on the words and it will take you to the lesson where you learned that signpost. So you have to demonstrate that you can find these things and think about them while you're reading. So now I'm going to actually show you what this looks like when I am reading Punching the Air. So here I have all of the pages. And this is the first one. So I'm just going to read this out loud. The persistence of memory. In my cell at night, the worst thoughts swim around. My mind when I'm locked up in a box with nothing but the quiet darkness as my hype man, my producer, my DJ, and just the memory of making music, the memory of hearing some new joint for the first time. So I try to make my own, pull a rhythm, a bass, a beat from out of the stillness, and I wonder, if I die right this second or tomorrow or the next day, Umi doesn't know that they can kill me in here. And I say I deserved it. They will make me pay for what I did to Jeremy Mathis. Promising college student they called him. As if his life was expected to live wasn't a guarantee. Quiet kid with no problems, they said. And in his yearbook picture painted his whole life story. They don't know that it all started with him, starting with me. Now, I'm going to pause there because I have noticed a couple pieces of figurative language. And so I'm going to show you what I would do with that. The first is up here in the very first stanza, where it says, in my cell at night, the worst thoughts swim around. Now, I know that thoughts inside of your head cannot actually swim. He is giving human or animal characteristics to something that is not alive. And so we call that personification. So you're going to put the figurative language, the term from in here, right here to show us that what you found. All right. And if I didn't know what personification was, I could go and watch this quick video. Now it asks you, what does the text say? So I am going to say, I'm going to copy straight from the book. the worst thoughts swim around. Okay. Then the next thing that I need to do is what I think this means. So I'm going to look inside my own brain and just think about what does that mean to me. And I'm going to say this means, whoops, let me do this. This means that his head is full of many overwhelming thoughts. So I'm kind of got this picture of him just lying in his bed, just thinking, like his head is full, like they're just swimming around in this pool of anxiety in his head. Okay? So then the last thing to do for your notes is in this column, it says my reaction or connection or thought about it. And so I'm going to say what this makes me think about or what this makes me feel. And I'm going to say I feel bad for Amal because I have had nights where my thoughts were swimming. And it is a terrible feeling. Okay, so here's my full comment. I feel bad for Amal because I have had nights where my thoughts were swimming, and it is a terrible feeling. I hope that he is able to find some peace. So what I did there was I made a connection to the character, and I also kind of made a prediction about what's going to happen in the book. I hope he's able to find peace. Now that is one example of a note that I can take while I'm reading. And what we want to see you do is find 2 or 3 or 4 examples of figurative language and ask yourself to stop and think about it as you are reading. This is going to do a couple things. This is going to help you learn the figurative language. It is also going to help you connect and comprehend the text. You can do this if you're reading with your eyes or if you're listening to the audiobook and reading with your ears. I hope you find this video helpful. You can rewatch it as many times as you want, and I really look forward to seeing you all turning in your notes. Thank you.